season. I think getting the guys in the right places, getting the guys back healthy. We had Taven out there for a couple weeks, but really, I don't know. I mean, they're hungry. They're out there trying. They're working. It's just a game plan, where it's simple as far as the rules, where we can just go out and execute and assignment sound, understand that they do present problems with the rules the Ravens did. And like I said, we just followed our rules, and the guys played hard, and it paid off for them.
How do you think your young guys are coming along?
I think they're all different, I think to be playing as much time as they are, all three rookies, especially now Isaiah starting to get in the mix as our fourth end. I think Alex is probably the furthest along of the three, again, with injuries early with Miles and Jadeveon, for Alex to be sprung into action so early, have so many reps at this point in a young rookie season. I think he's, doing really well, coming along good. I think Perion, same thing. He loves it. He's working. I think the progress is there. It needs to show up more in games. I've seen it in practice. He's getting better. One-on-one pass rush. We just got to find a way to get it to carry over in games. And then Isaiah, he's a guy, the stage is not too big. We just throw him in. He goes out, executes, makes a bunch of plays. Last week, he had a big PBU. He had a couple tackles. He had a couple long arm rushes on Ronnie Stanley. So really pleased with Isaiah's coming along too.
Joe Burrow isn't the only quarterback that gets it out of his hands in a hurry, but it seems like he does. So what kind of lessons do you tell your guys when you're facing a guy like that, whether or not how to deal with it and not to get frustrated because you might not get to him all the time?
Yeah, that's a tough one to put a finger on because, they are number one in the NFL in giving up sacks, with also the ball coming out quick, a lot with their empty, things like that. And he's a very capable athlete to scramble, and we've had to deal with that in the past where he's got us a couple times. So, the game plan, we're going to cut the guys free to rush him, but aware, one, he can scramble on us. Two, we got to get our hands up when the ball's coming out. But, mixing up our coverages, and hopefully he will bat the ball a couple times, and then we can get home too.
Obviously, Miles, this is just kind of life as an elite edge rusher. He's getting chipped and hit on almost every play. Are there things you guys can do to kind of move him around and hide him as the season goes along?
Yeah, we've always done that. Since I've been here all 3 years, we've moved him inside. We've played him on the left all the way back when Olivier was here, switching sides. It's always a work in progress. He's most comfortable on the right. That's where he wants to be, but it's also our job to put him places where he's not going to get chipped. But people that know football, it's very easy. You put him on the left, and they just motion the tight end over. That's what they do. Wherever he lines up, the tight end just motions. And we actually got it on film one game. I forget who it was against. Pittsburgh, I think, and they just kept doing it. Finally, Najee tapped his chest, said, "I'll take it," and then Najee chipped him. So they can chip him however way they want to, but we got to move him around and find mismatches for him, continue to do that like we always do.
Chris, when you have those couple of games where you give up a bunch of rushing yards, I guess how your D tackle's playing, and have they gotten better since those couple of games?
Yeah, I think a couple of those games were hard to pinpoint exactly what it was. It's always more than a couple things. It's not always just personnel who's in there. It's not always just scheme. It's a combination of things. So it's our job of coaches, to be able to stop the run with scheme, but also for those guys to make sure that they're being consistent in their technique, stopping the run, not getting gapped out. We had a couple of explosive plays going back to the Chargers. One guy's not in his gap, leads to a 74-yard run. Those things can't happen. We got to be consistent, 1 of 11, do our job, and that's always being stressed to them. And they understand that responsibility. We'll keep working at it, and hopefully we continue to improve here throughout the season.
Bengals improved in their pass protection?
The Bengals?
Yeah.
I don't know how they've improved. I think they've tried to address it with draft picks, free agents. I'm not going to go in depth on all those guys, but we feel good about our matchup against those guys. Again, they have a quarterback who's very able to avoid pressure. He's got great pocket awareness. I think a lot of that goes back to him. And then, like was said earlier, them getting the ball out on screens, empty, things like that. So we'll see.
Have you seen Jadeveon? I know he's still fighting that ankle, but are you seeing signs that he's coming out of that?
He practiced yesterday, which was good, full speed, a lot of good reps. He'll practice again today. So he says he feels good. Now we got to go see it on game day, see if he can put a full game together and battle through that. And then obviously the bye week's coming at the right time for us.